How's everybody doing? Welcome to All This Math. This is Professor Parker, and today we're going to be dealing with some dimensional analysis. All right, dimensional analysis. Now, in case you're wondering what dimensional analysis is when you convert from one unit to another unit. All right, so whether you go from like for tonight, right? Right now, we're about to go from kilometers per hour to miles per hour. Okay, like in some countries, the speed limit is in kilometers per hour, right? So if you, I don't know, you travel to that country, let's say, I think Canada. Canada has speed limits in kilometers per hour. So if you travel up to Canada, so you drive up there, you go to Toronto or something like that, Montreal, right? It's not too far from the border of the United States. You would need to know how fast you should be driving, right? Because, well, I mean, your speedometer, shows kilometers per hour. But at the same time, you want to have the ability to make these calculations, and you just want to be empowered to know how to do it on your own, right? So you don't have to rely on a computer. All right. So how do we do this? I want to convert 120 kilometers per hour to miles per hour. So first, what I need to think about is the fact that I'm trying to get rid of these kilometers and replace them with miles. So I'm trying to get rid of kilometers and replace them with miles. So what's going to happen is I need a conversion factor. I need to know that 1 kilometer is equal to 0.621 miles. All right. 1 kilometer is the same thing as 6.21 miles. So I'm going to multiply this by what we call a equivalent fraction or conversion fraction. All right. Now, whatever the thing is or whatever the unit is that I'm trying to get rid of, that's going to go into my denominator of this fraction. So I'm going to put kilometers in my denominator because they're going to cross cancel. And these kilometers are going to cross cancel with these kilometers. And then the kilometers will be gone. Now, what goes in the numerator is what I want to keep. I want miles, right? So I'm going to put an M in the numerator. Now, another thing you need to remember is that this fraction right here, this fraction should be the equivalent of 1, right? Now, how do you make a fraction equivalent to 1? The way you do that is like this. The numerator, the value of the numerator, we should say, the value of the numerator must be equal to the value of the denominator. So that's when this conversion factor comes into play. Because if I know that 1 kilometer is equal to 0.621 miles, then if I do this, if I say 1 kilometer and I put 0.621 up here, I don't like this marker, then that means that this fraction is equivalent to 1. Because the value in the numerator is the same as the value in the denominator. And if I was to divide this by this, I would get 1. Because this value is equal to that value. Because we know this from right here. This is our conversion factor. 1 kilometer equals 0.621 miles. And you're free to look that up and verify it just in case you don't believe it or whatever. All right. So now we're going to do our little cross canceling and canceling out. So we got the kilometers, they get canceled out, boom. So then I'm left with miles over hours, which is what I want, miles per hour, right? The fraction bar represents the word per, right? Or divided by, miles divided by hours. Now, what I need to do is 120 times 0.621, right? And then I'm going to have miles per hour. So I'm going to grab my calculator and I'm going to do that calculation real fast. So 120 times 0.621, which equals 74.52. So I got 74.52 miles per hour. So 120 kilometers per hour is the same thing as roughly 75 miles an hour. So let's just do that. That's the approximate sign, 75 miles per hour. All right. So we got 75 miles per hour, right? Now, over here, number 2, we're basically going to do the same thing. I just put these other 2 problems up here for practice, right? So we can get more practice with doing the exact same thing we did up here. All right. So I want to convert kilometers per hour to miles per hour. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of the kilometers and I want to bring in the miles. So I need a equivalence fraction, right? I'm not too keen on like exactly what we should call that. I'm working on that, but just keep in mind that you just know you need to multiply this expression by a fraction that is equal to 1. All right? And that also enables you to cancel out what you're trying to get rid of and keep what you want, right? So I'm trying to get rid of kilometers. So I always put kilometers in the denominator because that's going to enable me to get rid of them because I can cross cancel, right? If you remember cross canceling from multiplying fractions. All right? And then I want miles, so I'm going to have an M for miles, right? And I know that 1 kilometer is equal to 0.621 miles, 0.621. The kilometers cancel out, and I'm left with whatever 75. Let me grab my calculator again. 75 times 0.621 equals 46.6 miles per hour. 46.6 miles per hour, that's roughly 47 miles per hour. So I think you're catching on to what we're doing here, right? When you're doing dimensional analysis or you're trying to change units, right? What you're going to do is you want to find a fraction. And the problems get more complex than this. This is just something light. I just wanted to throw up here just as like something, introductory, right? Something that deals with the fundamentals of this process. The issue is you want to multiply by a fraction that's equivalent to 1. And also, you want to be able to eliminate the unit that you want to get rid of. So you're going to put that unit in the denominator, right? Just like I did here. I want to get rid of kilometers. So in my fraction, I multiply by, I'm going to have kilometers in the denominator. Same thing with this one. Now, last but not least, number 3. It's not an equal sign. That should be a multiplication sign. Just like these first two. So we got the multiplication sign. Now, the same fraction. It's going to be the same fraction. I'm trying to get rid of kilometers. Boom. And I'm trying to get miles. So 1 kilometer is equal to 0.621 miles. All right. So I cross my kilometers out. 50 times 0.621. We do the math. 31.05, roughly 31. 31 miles per hour. And that's it. All right. So that's it. 31 miles per hour. All right. Yeah, 31 miles per hour. So this is a little bit of dimensional analysis. We're going to do some more problems like this in some subsequent videos. But as I said, this is a valuable skill that you use in math classes. You're going to use in science classes and chemistry classes, especially. People out there studying nursing, dealing with dosages, and doing dimensional analysis and converting from one dosage to another, one unit to another. This is a very important skill. So I'm gonna do some more videos about this skill, so the people will know how to do this. But at any rate, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. Please share the video. Tell some people about it. Tell some people about the page. And as always, do remember that there's all this math all around you.